Hello, good afternoon, profit takers. It's Victoria here with a new video, another video for the collection here. And today, guys, we're going to talk about the H4 trend. Like, we do not want to discount this trade. We don't want to forget about H4. All right, because, you know, although you see me often on H1 doing a lot of stuff, H4 really is truly, in my strategy, the backbone to where I, take my bias from. So we're going to talk about it. Okay. All right, let's get to it. So we are looking at pound Aussie, GA, another one of these favorite pairs of mine. Sometimes it behaves properly, and sometimes, you start getting yourself into these crazy channels that, take forever to, like this one here, to do something, right? They just continuously go up and down in a zigzag motion, and I don't really like those. I don't care for that. Okay, I want nice drops like this. Right, this is what I'm looking for. All right, but so check this out. So if you have got my journal, or if you're a part of the locals, the Pips on Fire locals group, then you do have this access to the Pips on Fire indicator. Now it's this one that looks like a bullet target, like, you would, if you're at the shooting range, right? You want to hit the target. That's what that looks like. Behind that is the, which one is that? It's the trend shift one. And then we have the beast. So those you can get for free if you're part of the other channels or whatnot, and appreciate your support there. So today what we're going to talk about is just really how to use these things, right? So on H4, because this is where I go with my initial bias, when I see like my part of my strategy, now hopefully you'll get some value from this and implement it in yours. I don't know what your strategy is, but I do think that you should definitely, whatever your strategy is, I'm not asking you to change your strategy. I'm just asking you to take a look, and maybe you might learn something, and maybe it will help their current strategy, right? So I don't see any, I'm not one of those people that say different strategies are bad or whatever. Whatever works for you. Okay. So now each one of these boxes, right? These boxes right here, let me just show you. This represents an entire week. Okay. This whole session here, this is a whole week. Okay. So I'm also going to use, like with the 3-day trade, I'm just also going to, use that concept with 3 weeks, right? Of how I'm going to grab my data so I can be prepared for what we're going to do this week, right? So as we know, the rules, the basic rules, right? The first day after the peak is the bomb trade, okay? So just real quick, this indicator on H4, we're looking at H4 right now. When I see that also on H1, okay, right? That for me is an ultimate confirmation that we now have a shift in the trend. We are now, the trend has officially changed, right? If I see the Pips on Fire indicator on H1, okay, let me show you right here. If I see it on H1, because we're on H1 now, I will go, this is also a bona fide trade, just FYI. If I go to H4 and I don't see it on H4, then that is a retest to the low or to the high, whichever one. So that's what that is. And again, another bona fide best trade setup when you have retests happening, right? So I like to have, you can have this thing alert you. Okay, you can set the Pips on Fire to alert you on H1, H4. You can set it for whatever, but I have mine going to my phone, so I don't want too many push notifications firing off on me, right? Especially when I'm trying to sleep, you can hear them. Maybe I should put do not disturb. Anyway, so that's what I would do. All right, so let's go back to H4 real quick, because now I'm going to prepare for the week. So let's say I'm going to come here, and we already have the high here for the week, so I'm just going to stretch it out. Okay, and then we have technically, that's where the market's closed, so that will technically be the low, right? And then the other thing I'm going to note here is I'm going to look 3 weeks back, because I like this area here, because you can see this almost looks like a head and shoulders pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and identify that. And it also happens to just be the Asia high for last week. So we always like to look at the previous week's high, right? So I have those marked out. I'm using those 3 session blocks, the past 2 session blocks, to mark my 3rd session that's coming up this week, right? The first full week of June, okay? So if I drop down to H4, I can see here that I'm pretty much ready to go. Okay, pretty much ready to go. And this orange indicator, guys, this is the market reversal market reversal alerts. I have purchased this one. I also purchased it for 8 MT5, which I'm also getting my Pips on Fire indicator created for MT5 as well, because I'm really liking that interface now, and it's really smooth. So right now with this market reversal one, you can find it in the store. Lee Sampson, I think he has some great products. I did purchase the dashboard that he has, but for whatever the case, it doesn't really work well for me. I don't know what I'm doing incorrectly, but I'm just going to get my own dashboard created based on what it is that I want to see. Okay. So I have it set to 3, just means 3 sessions of trend. You can do it 1, 2, whatever it works, but you know, we know about the power of 3. Okay. And I just have it, my higher time frame to see is the 4 hour. And then of course I have the alerts that also will be showing up for that. Okay, so that's real simple. So everything's ready for this week, guys. Once the market opens, these ADR lines are going to disappear, right? They're just showing there now because the markets are still closed. So then, you know, we'll have a better, clearer picture. So now that we've identified that, let me hop on to, I think I have this marked on, yeah, I do. This is H4 on my MT5 account. All right. As you can see this much clearer. Okay, we have H4 already using this indicator here that marks off the high for me. So what I did here was just identify that section that was the Asia high of that previous week. And this area here has already been marked for me. It's just another indicator that I'm using to do that. And then here we go. All right, the week is now set and ready for me to go. So what am I thinking is going to happen here? So remember, this was our peak, right? That was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 days prior, we are looking at a best trade setup here, right? 3 days. We always look 3 days back. And remember, it's also 1-2 days after the peak. So the first day after the peak, I want to be in that trade, all right? So we already got the alert on H4 and H1 that we had the peak on Wednesday. So that's setting up nicely for me on Thursday, right? So I know Thursday and Friday are going to be pretty good days to trade. So if you're in just for the session, you can also just trade for the session, right? You can definitely identify the low using these areas of the breakup structure or change of character, whatever the hell these people call this. I don't know, right? Whatever you want to call that. You can mark it from there. You can also mark 3 days past from that particular low here, which kind of pretty much gets you in the same area, which is actually pretty nice, right? So if you look 3 days back, right? Well, actually it'll be just 2 days back rather for this particular trade. Then you would have your area where you want to get in, because you know this trade is going to be beautiful. This is going to be such a beautiful trade, right? You have too many confirmations to go wrong here, okay? You have the head and shoulders building. You have the peaks on H4 and H1. I mean, what more could you ask for? The trading gods have delivered. It's your time, right? Just get it. Get in that trade, okay? Now, the other thing that I want you to see, how do we get out of here? Okay, so let's just not forget market structure is our friend, right? Market structure is our friend, and we want you to use it. So one other thing I want to show you here, and you probably can't see it, but I have this colored pink. Let me show you what it is. It just shows on, I don't even know. It's like a doji, whatever. But if I go to my properties, the line chart, I have it deep pink, okay? So that to me, when I see that on higher time frames, lower time frames, wherever time frame, that to me is an area, as you can see, where we had a nice order box build up or whatever it was. And we have that indecision candle right there. So I'm going to mark that, because guess what? That's going to be one of my areas to take profit. Not only did we already mark this area where we had some, we had what was once resistance become support, right? So we had some resistance, then we had, you know, let me go, here we go. Now you can see what I'm talking about. We had some resistance there as the market was climbing, and then we had a bunch of nothing because it was ranging, right? And then here it finally gave us support, right? And that's what we're looking for. So now, when we come back to the other side, now that we're on this right side of the move of this M, now we're looking for that support to now be our resistance, right? That's exactly what we're looking for. And I have identified this area and marked a box there. And you see this see this orange box here. This was already done. This is automatically with this market alerts indicator. So I've already identified that area. Let me go down to a smaller time frame so you can see. Okay, make that small. So as you can see, that part I drew a box already from the higher time frame, because what happens third day after the new peak, right? You had the first day, second day, drop all the way to the low. Anytime prices go all the way to the low, you can expect it to go up and retrace. So it can either retrace back into this box, sometimes that happens, or it's probably going to retrace back to the 19, right? 1.900. It can retrace up here, and then you can then see some movement, right? And then it can come back and then decide to finally drop. So I'm probably going to expect this thing to do nothing but retrace on Monday and then give us a drop on Tuesday. I don't know what's going to happen. That's just my guess, okay? Because I've seen this over and over, where you think that the retracement is just going to be, you know, just for a particular session. Maybe it's Asia or London, and then New York, you get the trade, but then it continues all the way in New York as well. So just kind of be ready for everything and anything to happen. And I don't too much like to hold the retracements. I'll get in for a little bit because I don't know where it's going to go. Is it going to 1900? Is it going to this line here? The week, right? The high of the week from the previous week? I don't know. But this would be my best target if I was going to go ahead and take this thing long. I would probably take it back to last week's high, and then it'll be done with that trade and wait for it to finish doing what it needs to do so that it can give me another drop. And then of course that drop, I'm looking for market structure again. Either, you know, this purple line right here, which was a previous area of support that I wanted to become my resistance, or it can probably break and come all the way down to this area down here. Okay, so those are the two things that I'm looking for to happen on Monday. So Monday, I'm looking for the retracement. I'll probably ride it up till the previous week's high, and then I'm going to get out of that trade, and then I'm going to wait for it to set back up to go short. Okay, and that's it, guys. So I hope you got some value from this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't done, and we will see you guys in the next one. Ciao for now.